Okay. We are back. We are on Furin. Karlak has died. And there's no reason to resurrect her, primarily because if I resurrect her at this moment, she's going to be immediately killed. So, Furin versus... what do we have left? 5 paladins. So let's see what we can do here. Looks like I already acted, so we're going to see what they can do. Now, this is a good situation for me, just as a recap, because the ladder is broken. So they really don't have a way. The computer is not smart enough to find a way to get to me. There is a way to get to me, but they can't figure it out. They're just going to sit here and shoot at me with their bows. So I'm relatively safe. Pretty low on healing potions, so that's going to be a limiting factor. Excuse me. And they're not without ways of getting me down. It just depends on whether or not they use them. Fortunately, Furin has very high armor. Oh, I guess I should just use the charm. Otherwise, I'm going to have to answer that question 10 times. I believe the ghouls will probably never come inside. They think that they're as close, like the way the programming is done, they've gotten as close as the programming will allow them to get to me. I think I've also already burned through all the Abjure Frighten that happens with the paladins. I think they have 1 or 2 uses of it. It takes them an action to do it. The downside is it gives me disadvantage on what I'm doing, but not a huge disadvantage in a throwing build. The nice thing about a throwing build is that there really isn't a way for the enemy to make my throwing not work. I think that's probably the main advantage to playing the game this way. It kind of cuts out the enemy's agency in being able to mitigate your damage. Doesn't cut it out entirely, but it cuts it out a great deal. So that's really the power of the throwing build. I haven't like recorded. Oh, I guess I did. I did record a Shadow Blade run through. I don't have it up yet. Excuse me. And you'll see, if you watch the Shadow Blade run through, you'll see that is a much higher damage. So I used to say that throwing build was the highest damage you could do in the game. It's since become very apparent that's not remotely true. Throwing feels like a lot of damage because you're basically always hitting your enemy. And so that always feels like you're doing a lot. I'm looking for the wounded guy because I want to clear people off of this turn order. That is my goal, to just kind of speed things up. So that's why I'm looking, I'm trying to attack the same person. So if you just play Baldur's Gate 3 in the blind, you don't know anything about D&D, and you don't know anything about the quirks of this game specifically. So you just build a character kind of the way the game prompts you to build it. You look at the options, you pick, you do your best. You're going to go through the game, and you're going to have a good time. Like, it is. Truly, it's going to be fun. It's well balanced for that. It's well balanced for this, I think. But the thing that's going to happen to you a lot is you're going to miss. You're going to miss when you're shooting things, when you're swinging at things. You're just going to miss a lot. And it's going to make you feel like, you know, you're only doing so much. So when you discover a build like this where you essentially never miss, like there's never a moment where, well, not never, like even on the last video there were a few misses. But when you do a playthrough like this where you almost never miss, it immediately feels like this is so much better than what I had done before. Now, there are reasons why that's not actually really true, because D&D is pretty successful at being a system that applies itself more broadly than just combat. So a good example of that would be like skill checks. This isn't necessarily great for skill checks, and I think that's been demonstrated as I've gone through. Or like lock picking. Lock picking is a very common thing you need to do in D&D, and it's not necessarily guaranteed to work on a build like this. I don't have dexterity. I think I'm trying to remember where the background is. I don't think it's on this page, is it? It's on this page because they've got these tags. Okay. So let's see here. I'm a branded Baldurian, one-eyed wood half-elf humanoid fighter. No, it's not there. Here it is. So I went with urchin. So that gives me some proficiency in sleight of hand. So that's good. That helps me out. You wouldn't necessarily gravitate toward urchin if you didn't have it in mind that you wanted to be able to pick some locks, right? So having urchin has made lock picking a little less painful on this run through. But devoid of that information, I might have gone with like soldier or something, because I'm trying, even conceptualizing the character, you're thinking, okay, well, I want to throw things. I want to throw them hard. I want to hit things. I want to kill them. So I don't know that there's anything about that that says, yeah, I'm a street rat. I'm an Aladdin archetype. I don't think that's really where you'll end up. So this is the kind of thing, like, if you're playing D&D at a table with a DM, if he's a good DM, I think he might question you on this. Like, okay, you said you want to be like this Olympic level, javelin tosser, whatever. How does being a street kid fit into what you're trying to accomplish? Because like in a game like this, like, they can do a pretty good job of approximating what D&D is, and how it feels to play. But D&D is, and I think always will be, better at the table with people you are comfortable with. And one of the big reasons for that is the player-on-player interaction, is going to be much more responsive. Your good DM is going to care about what you want and is going to try to craft an interesting story around what you want and what you're trying to accomplish. So if you tell them I'm a spear throwing, I'm a champion spear thrower, and that's all I want to do in this whole campaign. I want to be a ranged character who just chucks spears at people. And I am, an urchin. I grew up on the streets. I know my way through a back alley. And that's not, like, there's nothing objectionable about that. That's fine. but it is going to affect your campaign significantly, I think. Whereas in a video game like this, um, the developers of this video game have definitely accounted for a lot of different potential scenarios. But I think, in a very real way, it's not possible for them to. It's not possible for them to think of every single possible scenario. And if I were prioritizing, like if I were programming something like this and I was trying to prioritize, well, what am I going to do? What am I going to spend my time on? Right? I don't think I would prioritize come on, brain. You want to. You want to think. I think I would prioritize little things like that. And I think very clearly Larian spent a lot of time prioritizing as many little things as they could. But you can't get them all. And I think they knew that too. Like, I don't think that they were operating under the assumption that they were going to absolutely nail everything. There would be no stone left unturned. They were gonna hit every detail as it should be. All right, so what am I doing with Karlak at this point? Well, I kind of just resurrected her because she needs to be resurrected and because she's not really in danger at this point. So what am I doing with her? She's staying up here. Like, she's not going anywhere. Now, with Furin, he's out of spell slots, and that's unfortunate. But he's going to be... I want to give him flight, is really what I want to do. I don't have a potion of flying. But I do have a scroll of flying. So if I concentrate on it, I could give him flight for 10 rounds. And the reason I want to give him flight is because I want him to fly down, get these ghouls to come up. And then fly back up. I'm not going to worry about the eye right now. I'm going to see if this is enough to get the ghouls to come. Yes. Now the hope is that they're going to proceed. Oh, he's stuck. And I think he's not actually stuck. I think he'll just like appear over here. I want them to proceed into here. But I don't ever want them to reach Furin. And if they come into here, then Karlak can start hitting them, which would be nice. I think I can probably bop one of them. Or even two of them. Now, remember, I don't think this guy is actually there. I think the game feels like he's over here somewhere. So that being the case, I'm gonna jump back a little bit. Okay, we'll see what happens. I don't know. He just turns around. He's having a real hard time, that ghoul. Okay, so in that case, I think I'll come out. I'll put myself in danger because it's only the one ghoul. That's all the danger that I'm in at this point. I can't hit him from here. I don't think he can get all the way over here. So I think I'm safe to do that. I guess with Karlak, I'll start moving her toward a place where she can get down. I don't know where the easiest is. Probably over here, actually. But we'll take a little tour, I guess. Okay. Let's see if he can get out now. He seemed pretty stuck. Now, again, sometimes the game realizes that something is stuck and will just teleport it to wherever it could have gotten to, and that could be really awkward. Okay, there he goes. He didn't even teleport. It did the running animation. It seemed like it kind of forced it, but maybe not. Okay, I don't know if I could throw over the stairs. Yeah, I can't. So I lose the height advantage. Height advantage makes a difference on a throwing weapon build. It adds damage. I had 2 hits to get rid of him, so that's not too bad. Oh, there's this locked door out here that I was going to try to unlock too. We'll have to remember to get back to that. I was curious. I don't think I've ever looked behind that locked door before. I don't have any way to increase my movements, so I'm just going to have Karlach continue her tour of the upstairs. Oh, we just aggroed somebody. Oh, I never did this part. Okay, that's fine. Karlach may be in a bad way, though. Being that Karlach has no health. We don't really want her anywhere that somebody could hit her. She can't jump. Let's see here. I think this is probably the best we can do to keep Karlach safe. Oh, now we aggroed, so okay, he's gonna throw a rock at her. That's unfortunate. Furin's on his way, so it's not the worst thing.
Another fight. Let's go. That should work.
We'll just leave the eyeball again because it's not that important right now. I have no attack action, so I'll just be here. Now they could have one of those gravity things to get me down, but I guess we'll just bop him. He's out. We don't really want to fight with Araj, and she's not aggroed to us, so we can pretty much ignore her. And I think I'll just continue around with Karlach so that she can get down. Furin still has flight. He's going to end up fighting all of these gnolls. They're not in the fight yet, but they will be. And that's okay. Now, oh my. I don't think I've ever noticed that either. Path is interrupted. Okay. Well, path is interrupted. Where's my flight at? Can I can't do anything about this right now. Okay. I still have 5 turns of flight. Oh, I don't have enough movement speed now. Well, that's kind of obnoxious. Game does that sometimes.
It's hot in here. Jimmy on the go.
Okay, I just aggroed that guy. I don't think he can get to me. He might. It's okay, just another guy. He actually hit me. I haven't been hit by anything in so long. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and hop down while we still have flight. And we'll get rid of Linsella. Or Linsella. Or whatever her name is. Okay, that's going to aggro the gnolls. Now, what I would really like to do... I'll just get out of their way for now. Can I get over here? I can get over here. They're gonna shoot at me. And that's fine.
Soldier.
I think I can climb... Oh, I can climb up, but not down. I don't have enough movement. I thought there was ones you could climb down on. I guess I'm misremembering that. So I guess the paladins really couldn't have gotten to me. Like, they would have had gone all the way to a different floor. See what he does. I think I can handle him. I mean, obviously I can handle him with Furin. Furin's really the only one doing anything now. Okay, now, I think I'm at the point where I can get rid of this guy. So I'm going to try to do that. There we go. Beauty. Now, I can't fly anymore. Flight's off the menu. If I pop back up, I'm going to be in the same situation as Karlak, where I will have to go up to the second floor to go back down.
Incoming.
I'm not even going to dash with her because I really don't want her to get into the combat. She doesn't have health right now. So what I would prefer to happen with her is that... Okay, good. Oh, he's going that way. Alright. Can I hit him from there? Not enough movement. I'll have to try this one. Try hit him from here. Yes, I know. I went back up. Even though I said I wouldn't. I did. Not enough to kill him yet.
Smell blood. Heading out.
Okay. Same deal. Just gonna leave it. So there's 3 things left to kill. I think I'll be fine. Ooh, nice. Okay. So I dig this a lot. Since that guy is attacking these guys, I'm going to capitalize on that. We're going to take this guy out. And maybe even take this guy out. And this is my last turn of flight. Oh, that one died. Okay, Barnabas died, so I don't have to worry about him. Last turn of flight, I'll make that guy, he's going to have to come in here to attack me. I think that's good. I think that's probably the best we could do. Oh, he decided to go for Karlak because Karlak got too close. Okay. I see how that is. I don't like it, but I see it. So what I'm going to do is try to close this gap. Yeah, put myself right next to him. Yeah, you have to deal with me now.
My happy place. Aye, aye.
Ooh, made me use my reaction. Well, he didn't make me. I chose to.
And away I go.
There we go. And that'll wrap it up. Okay, so that is clearing Moonrise. So now it's just a matter of looting all these bodies. Probably throw in a short rest real quick here. Let's go over here first. So Araj is no longer afraid. but she will get upset. You know, like, she doesn't see me, so I can loot these things because she's not looking. But if I'm standing up and I loot them, she'll get upset. She'll talk about how, you know, it'll do the, not everything is for communal use, it seems. So I'm going to crouch because I really want these hyena ears. That'll be good.
There's a parasite in that corpse, brimming with potent.
Get another parasite. And now I gotta... Oh, he doesn't have any ears because I didn't kill him. What a bummer. I gotta remember that I want to go back up. Because, let's see. I already unlocked everything here, so... This is where... Okay.
Your stealing has caught someone's attention.
Um,
What will you do?
we'll just try to talk our way out of this. Bad at deception. But I like deception the best, so we'll give it a shot. Worked great.
You may have talked your...
Okay. Have a good day.
There's an illithid parasite in that corpse.
So these... Oh, is she just gonna follow me around now? No, she's not. She's gonna go back in her room. I don't want to fight. I don't want to choose attack on Araj because she'll show up in Act 3. It's not that important. Like you could totally kill her. It's not that big of a deal. But she does show up, and there's a little bit of interaction with her in Act 3. So I'd like to still get that, and that's really my motivation for leaving her alive. Some of these people are likely to have some really nice things on them. A lot of keys, couple parasites. Oh, that was some food. A lot of duplicate keys, I think. I'm not really going to take the time to, look at what the key actually is to decide whether or not I pick it up. Keys weigh next to nothing, or maybe nothing. Next to nothing. Keys weigh very little, so you can pick up all the keys you want. There's really no downside to picking up keys that I can think of. Land should have, Sentinel Shield. I can't believe that I don't want Sentinel Shield. That seems crazy to me. Here's why it seems crazy to me. Oh, I see. I've got crit immunity because of the adamantine shield. But really, I've got crit immunity because of the splint armor. So I don't need your crit immunity. And because I don't need your crit immunity, I think I would prefer to have +3 to initiative. The Sentinel Shield is a great item. I think I already talked about it, but it's an excellent pickup as you are going through this area. So if it is useful to you, like if you have a shield wearer, I highly, highly recommend you get the Sentinel Shield. Let's see here. That's just a generic chainmail, and I don't think I need any more. Well, I guess some more grease would be good. Okay. Clean that up a little bit. Okay. This is a Iron Banded shield. When a shield has a +1, that means it gives you its regular 2 armor and then 1 additional armor. So a +1 shield is actually pretty amazing. I'm going to value having +3 initiative over having 1 extra armor, because my initiative now is +12. So it's not a guarantee, but it's pretty close to a guarantee that I get to go first. which I think is really good. And then Roa, so they changed a while ago. They changed the programming for the game because people were using, like cheap tricks and hacks and stuff to get infinite money. So one of the things you could do is you could trade with a trader and you could sell them one of your bags. And then once the bag was in their inventory, you could take whatever in their inventory you want and you could put it in the bag. And then you could kill the trader. And then when you loot them, when you open the bag, all of the things that you put in there would be in there. So Larian's first approach to doing this kind of thing was obviously to make it so that when you kill a vendor, a trader, there's only a limited number of their items that are left on their person. And you're not guaranteed that any of the best items would be left on their person. So that was their first way of dealing with people doing this. And that's where the bag thing came from. And now they've also updated the code, so it doesn't matter if you put things in a bag. There will still only be 3 things, and they're random 3 things, although I feel like it's weighted toward the more valuable things. So Armor of Devotion, she was selling that for what, like 10,000 gold. This is a pretty cool item for a paladin. I don't know that it's necessarily better than the adamantine splint armor. What it does is it gives you an extra charge of your channeled divinity. I think that's what it's called, or maybe that's what it's called for a cleric, but it's the same idea. It gives you 1 extra charge, and you have to use an action to get that 1 extra charge. Pardon me. So I don't, like, I wouldn't wear it, but it's kind of like the Spellcrux amulet. You can keep it in your inventory, and then when your paladin does something, like they do a lay on hands or something like that, so they've used one of their charges, then you could, after the battle, you could equip it, regain the charge, and then go back to your better armor. So that's kind of what it's valuable for. I generally don't like using paladins. The reason why I don't like using paladins is because their oaths get in the way. That's kind of my opinion on paladins in general. A lot of the things that I want to do in the game are going to cause you to lose your oath. And so I just find that to be a little obnoxious to have to deal with all the time, so I just choose not to use paladins. That's my solution. Getting pretty weighed down here. It is going to be difficult to sell the Armor of Devotion because it is worth a lot of money. So it's hard to find a vendor who has enough money to take it. So now I would like to go back to the Last Light Inn and sell stuff off because I have so much stuff. I don't know that I really need to take a long rest at this point. We'll see. I'm in a good position, though, to where I could probably afford to pick up some healing potions, which I desperately need. I'm so out of healing potions. Don't need any of that. Will need some of these, so that's a good grab. Haste, I'm kind of iffy on. Can always use these scrolls. That's always good. Chain Lightning even will be good. And I think, like 4,800, I should be balancing out the armor. Oh, she's not offering anything for it. Well, you kind of suck. But I don't care. I feel like you could get like 8,000 gold for that, but alright, she's greedy, and I'm just gonna take it. I'm just gonna let it happen. It's not fiscally responsible, but I'm okay with that. All right. Do I have? Yes. Sleet Storm is where it's at. that is what's going to carry me through the next fight. Let's go ahead and balance it. I guess I'm giving her 800 gold. That's not ideal, but I really need these health potions, so I accept the terms of your robbery. So I want to goof with this a little bit. Let me get this out of here. I'm going to need to use these. That's going to be a big deal. Chain lightning is going to be nice. Just throwing things is going to be nice. So somebody's going to be concentrating on Sleet Storm, and somebody's going to be concentrating on Darkness when we purify the Shadowlands. So we'll get into that.
If you need something sharp,
I just failed an insight. I don't know what that was. I've never noticed that before.
I'll be here if you need anything.
I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe it's related to the Strange Ox. I don't really care about the Strange Ox. But if you are running a fire build, you know, some kind of Scorching Ray or something like that, you can kill the Strange Ox in Act 2, and you'll get a Helmet of Fire Acuity. I don't remember exactly what it does, but it is very nice if you're dealing fire damage. That's kind of the upshot. I believe I have Madeline's Ledger all set, so I'm heading back to He Who Was to turn that in. So there's a couple ways you can handle the He Who Was encounter, just for simplicity's sake, because I've been getting my butt whipped all across the Shadowlands. I'm going to be friendly with He Who Was. I'm going to do what he wants and not fight him. But you can fight him. You can be merciful to Madeline, which I kind of prefer to do a lot of times, but I'm not going to this time.
Well, and you will be the judge. Make her, but there is
The Duchess is here. But she never said stop.
And then you have to persuade her that she's
Like,
pathetic.
anything to
Now,
take
I
her
am
back.
very bad at persuasion, so this might not even work. Ooh, ugly. 1 point off. Alright, it's the last chance. Oh, got it that time. You're a monster. Okay, and that makes him happy. And so he gives very little gold and some gloves. And the Raven's just a jerk all the time. So you don't have to worry about the Raven. He's always going to be a jerk. And then we're just going to hop back. All right, so this next bit, very dangerous encounter that we're about to engage in, but also necessary if you want to purge. If you want to, I can't talk. If you want to purge the Shadowlands, I already did all this, right? Let's go talk to Barkus. See if I think I already talked to everybody, but just in case.
Yes?
Okay, yeah. I did. Part of the problem with having everything spaced out. I thought I saw a quest item. That was really weird. Whatever. Having everything spaced out is you just kind of forget what you're doing.
We need to wake him.
All right.
He must know something about where to find good. Its music might help. I will.
Okay, let Halson handle it. Easiest way to get there. All right, and now we are good to go. We're going to purify the Shadowlands. So this fight is huge. There are so many ads in this fight. That's why I've got these AoE damage scrolls queued up. Let's see. I got my fireball, and I got my chain lightning. Not a ton of them, but a little. And we're going to have to be careful. Now, there's going to be a portal here at the end of this rock. And there are going to be archers that are going to shoot at it. So one of the things I like to do is to cast darkness with one of my people. So I'll do that with Karlach. And if you cast darkness over the portal, you could create a situation where they won't shoot the portal.
You're here. Good. Now we can begin. Very well. Once I begin the ritual with the... I need you to stay here. Good. It took me... Oh, fuck. It's ready.
Now, the downside of that is that she can't rage if she's concentrating. And then there's a second thing that I need to do, which is to cast Sleet Storm. This is very necessary. This is largely going to prevent them from running up here. Okay. So, we have a dangerous situation here as well, because these guys can just run up to the portal and hit it, and they're not affected by darkness. So if you cast darkness on the portal, it doesn't really mean anything. It's not going to slow them down at all. So I think I'm going to wait. I think I am going to rage with Karlach for the damage, because I think I need it. I think I'm going to need it to kind of keep the shadows at bay. Did I get my strength? Oh, my strength is drained. Oh, that's a bummer. That's going to negatively impact me. Alright, so now what we want to hope for is that these archers slip and fall down. Because we have to deal with the shadows. The shadows are going to keep coming. Because if they... Oh, see, she's saved. So, fortunately, she dashed. But on the next round, if it doesn't matter if they save. I mean, it doesn't... They won't dash. So, if they save, they... Man, I cannot talk. Alright, and now we've got that coming in, so... Really got to get rid of all of these guys, because they all do damage. Okay, that's my whole action, unfortunately. So he's going to hit the portal. Hate that. I don't think I can kick these guys. In fact, I'm positive I cannot kick these guys, because they cannot be moved by force. So that's a bummer. So I don't think I have enough to end him. I guess I can do that. I don't know. This might go bad on me. This might be it. This portal might go down right here, right now. Just because of how this works with only two people. I kind of screwed up by only having two people, right? Like, this is bad. I don't have enough actions to protect my portal, which is dead already. Jeepers. It's okay. We're gonna get it. It's gonna be fine. Everything's fine. It's all gonna work out. No, it's not gonna work out. Everything's not fine. Okay. Alright. go this way. That gets rid of them. Even though I have to concentrate on the Sleet Storm. Oh, I don't have a haste potion. Well, super bummer on that. Because here's the deal. I have to leave Rage. And I have to use my action. I have to use my action to cast this spell. Otherwise, this portal's dead. Ugh. Okay. Well, hopefully they all attack me instead. Or fall down. Falling down, I would accept falling down as that's a useful alternative. It's these 3 crows that are the problem. Oh, if she loses concentration. She didn't. Okay. Ah, he hit it. Well, there you go. So that was made more difficult because I only have 2 people. So I just didn't have the action economy to deal with the shadows and protect the portal at the same time. So that's really why that went south. So if Halsin dies, or if you fail in this battle, then really what that means is you can't purify the Shadowlands. So they're forever cursed in shadow, and there's nothing you can do about it. My first playthrough, I didn't even know this was a thing. I'm not sure which playthrough I finally discovered that you could do something about this. But I did quite a few playthroughs of the game before. I think I did more than just a couple before I realized that you could do this encounter. And then the first time I did the encounter, I didn't have or use Sleet Storm. So I failed it the first time I did it anyway, because even though I had a full party of 4 people, I just didn't have enough juice to keep everybody at bay. When they die, they will drop. Like, there's just a ton of people out here, and they all have like armor and a weapon. So if you want to go through the trouble of hauling all that back up to a vendor for money, you can make a couple thousand off of that. I'm not gonna bother. Here's the reason why I'm not gonna bother. Like, I really do need the money, but I don't want to invest the time into doing that because I'm pretty sure we're not gonna make it past Ketheric. Like, even if we make it to Ketheric, I don't think we make it past Ketheric. So I think we're pretty much hosed at this point. I don't think there's any chance that this run goes the distance. Apparently I can't reach him, even though he's lying right next to me. Yeah, I don't think there's any chance that this run makes it to the end. I think Act 2 is pretty much it. So we'll see. But that's where my head's at right now. So I feel like spending an extra 15 minutes carting stuff around it's just not really the thing. We'll get a couple thousand extra gold, and then we'll never use it because we'll be dead before we can. So that's why I think it's kind of a waste. Let's see. He still has 900 gold. He should have enough that I can sell him this stuff. I don't need the Raven gloves. Those are silly. So there we go. Whole 120 gold.
I'll be here if you need anything.
The other thing is, like, they give you such a small amount of money for everything in honor mode. It's kind of silly. But I think that's probably where we'll end it today. I really would have loved to have the victory in the Halson thing, but it is what it is. I tried to protect the portal, but I couldn't.
I just wish it was different. I hope so.
Okay, that's an interaction with her I've never seen before. Let's see here. I'm gonna empty this out. Get rid of some of that weight. This potion can go in here. That's our cleanup. I don't think anybody needs to talk to me. Shadowheart's dead, so I'm not going to tick her off. I had to kill her. Early on, I had to kill her. Oh, I was going to say something about Minthara, but I think I've already said it. Just the fact that the nice thing about having her as a companion is that she already has a bunch of illithid powers. So these extra tadpoles have good use with her. I don't think I need any of that. And then Karlach doesn't do buffs. And I've used up all my soul coins, which is fine. Better to use them than not to use them. So I've played through and I've kept things like the soul coins held aside, thinking, okay, well, when I get to like a really big important fight, I'm going to use these soul coins and give her a little extra power. And then, you know, like, I forget. This is really how that goes. I could have crafted a potion of speed. I might have succeeded on that fight if I did, but I didn't. Didn't even look beforehand, so that's kind of my bad. I guess that illustrates the importance of always checking your reserves of herbs and seeing if you can craft some more potions. Yeah. So, failed with Halson, which means I cannot do any of that. Okay. And we still haven't done the mean locks. I think I'm okay with that. I think we're just gonna say that's fine. We're not gonna do them. We're not gonna do them. We're gonna skip that. Skip that content, and we missed out on all the experience from Halson. So I think level 9. We might be level 10, but I kind of doubt it. By the time we're done with the mausoleum, the Gauntlet of Shar. That's what's next.